Hello everybody and welcome. This is my first marathon video doing the Honolulu Marathon by RC3 Miller. This opening shot right here is going to take you out to the Honolulu Convention Center where the Marathon Expo is going on. And as you can see, a lot of people here. I believe it's like 30 to 40,000 people are out running this event. As we look through the expo here, my general strategy with this is just kind of to do like an introductory video. Hey, this is the Honolulu Marathon, blah blah blah. I think pretty much my strategy for the race overall was I was going to rely mainly on trying to get this done under 4 hours. I was going to try and get my mile times, usually about 8:40 to 9:10, something like that. I was going to try to carry most of the stuff I needed already on me. So pretty much the energy gels that I was going with, which was the GU brand, I think it was like strawberry banana, and pretty much the water that I was carrying in my backpack. So it's going to be about 50 ounces of that. Generally, they said you needed about 70 to 90 ounces to win a race, so I'd have to find the other 20 probably somewhere out there on the course. Right here, what you're seeing, this is me picking up my number and the number being scanned into the system to make sure it works. And this is just pretty much me making my way around the rest of the expo, which is actually a pretty cool event. They had a lot of merchants out there, a lot of good equipment, and also a lot of good ads and little activities for people to participate in. So really kind of just kind of helped psych me up for the race that was coming up, and it was really just a lot of people out there having fun before they were going to run. Here you can see kind of the loadout I'm going to be going with. My Brooks top with, of course, the shorts. If you're going to run out there, you might as well run looking good. Now I've got my backpack, which I mentioned, and this has my energy gel in the loop. It looks a little inconvenient, but actually you don't even feel it's there, and it's really convenient. I just have to turn my head, and I can eat. My socks, my spandex, my headband, my calf sleeve, and my sunglasses, which during the race will spend 99% of the time on my forehead, not being used as sunglasses. And of course my Saucony Road flats, which did the job quite well. This is me heading down to my hotel. You can kind of see people like passing through. It was kind of amazing how many people was kind of walking out there. I just kind of followed the crowd. I didn't really need instructions or anything because there was a lot of people making their way out to the Ala Moana Park to take place in this thing. It's kind of like 3 o'clock in the morning, so everybody's kind of out there getting ready. And this is the line of Porta-Johns. There was a ton of these things. Whoever had that Porta-John concession, they were making some bank. But it was also good because it meant the lines were never more than like 10 minutes to get in, so you had plenty of time to go as many times as you wanted before the race to make sure you were properly tapped. And just to kind of give you another sort of look at how long this line is, this thing is huge. But it was also really convenient, so kudos to the race organizers for making sure the logistics were on point before the race. And you can see everybody else just kind of milling around, waiting for this thing to kick off.
Here we go.
This was one of the first kind of water stops. I kind of contemplated my strategy. Granted, I did have about 50 ounces of water on my back, but I never actually practiced running and drinking at the same time from a cup, always from a tube. So it was kind of a work in progress to see how I could do that without having to cough or end up choking on it as I was running. Over time, though, I did get a little bit better as the race went on. And this is right next to the huge banyan tree on Kalakua Avenue, about 6 miles in. And I was feeling pretty good at this point. My mile times were a little faster than I thought, so I was kind of trying to face that choice whether to slow down or just kind of ride the lightning and hope I can hang on. And I just kind of chose to ride the lightning. This is a little bit darker. It's out near Dime Head, kind of climbing the hill. By this point, my camera's getting a little fogged over, and of course, since I'm running, I don't really notice it. But this is pretty much the first hill on the way out, which is also kind of devastating because on the way back, we have to go up and down the same hill again. That's about mile 24, 25, so this is kind of one of those things where you know you're going to be feeling the pain on the way back. The hill itself wasn't that bad, at least for me anyway, but still over at this point it's mile 8 and my mile times are still looking pretty good. As you can see, this is about mile 13 as it starts to flatten out on the Honolulu Highway as you're running out to Hawaii Kai. It's about 1:54. I normally do my half marathons between like 1:43 and 1:45, so I was pretty happy about the pace, and I was trying to mentally just kind of get this marathon done under about 4 hours. It wasn't really a goal I'd really set to about the day before when I thought about it. So at this point, I'm still pushing. I'm still maintaining a pretty good, keeping all my miles between like 8:40 and 9 minutes, and I'm not really struggling at all right now. And of course, as you can see, the weather's getting darker. Here it is raining, which is kind of a compounding event because this one was not great. Granted, my feet I already knew were going to be chewed up, but having to run in soggy shoes and everything else really didn't help the situation. Although you can see some of the faster runners coming back. But also, you're getting a little bit of a headwind as you're running out there, and it gets a little bit worse as the race goes on. But about here is when I'm still in good condition, but overall the water is really not helping things. Out here at Hawaii Kai was kind of where things started to go a little bit south for me. I still felt I was in pretty good shape, but then my hips started to stiffen up, both of them at the same time. And I'd kind of been nursing a little bit of a hip pain in my left. I knew it would probably potentially come up and be a little bit of a problem. Just kind of maybe a little bit of an overuse injury, but then also my right at the same time. So granted, I was still pushing at this point, trying to make a 4-hour pace, but about this point is where the pain really started to kick in. And I don't think it was really, I was still breathing pretty well, still had some good cardio in, but just the hips and core, next time I run, I'll have to probably work it out a little bit more, because here was when it started to kick in. And just kind of on the way back, you can see all the people, I think it was like 30 to 40,000 people who registered for this race. As we're heading back the way we came on Kaneohe, you can see it's still a little bit cloudy outside. Still feeling pretty good, even though I've got the hip pain. It hasn't really progressed yet to the point where it is in this shot. Mile 24 approaching Diamond Head and the hill on the way out, and I am beat. At this point, the only thing keeping me going is that I resolved not to walk at all during this race, and I'll be darned if I didn't try and make that happen. And finally, approaching the finish.
The local girl.
Here comes Ryan Miller in now. That looks like Peter Mendoza, Jade Yim, Sarah Santilli, Anna Machizaki, Desiree Nellis.
I was able to keep my mile times pretty consistently until about mile 21, 22 when just kind of the bomb set in. My hips really stiffened up and just gained kind of a depth margin there. But overall, I was pretty happy with my effort. My final time was 4 hours and 3 minutes, so close but not quite.
I'm never fucking doing that again.
Who am I kidding? I'll talk myself into doing this again next year.
Congratulations.
Mad swag.
Overall, the event was a fun event, and I think next time I'll probably have to focus a little bit more on nutrition, a little bit more on working out the old legs, but Looking back on it, it was a struggle, but I'm proud I was able to do it and I had a lot of fun. And I hope you enjoyed this little video, just kind of a basic one for me since I normally do trip reports. Keep watching the channel and leave comments if need be, and thank you all for watching. Have a good day.